Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's talk about and discuss NXT for August the 2nd, 2022. This was a pretty okay episode of NXT, in my opinion. We had a bunch of stuff jumbled together, but it's fine because, it happens. There are going to be times that NXT gives us a bunch of shit all at one time. And last night was one of those nights. So we kicked the show off with the Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the vacated NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Toxic Attraction, Ivy Nile, Tatum Paxley, Yulisa Leon, and Valentina Perez. So Perez and Leon, they got eliminated fairly quickly, and then after that, Paxley and Nile, they followed, and so it came down to the most predictable teams who were going to win anyway, because it was going to either be Toxic or KC Squared. So it was either going to be those two teams, and it came down. The finish was a neck breaker into the 450 splash for the 1-2-3, and Kayden Carter and Katana Chance, they become the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. So I'm happy for that. Really good shit right there. This was just given to them because there was nobody else. There was no other realistic teams. And that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. And I have a fear that Toxic Attraction is going to be called up probably in the next month. Either sometime later this month after Heatwave concludes, or sometime next month. I don't know. But I see their call-up being imminently. And that's some scary shit. Because with them being gone, that's really going to hurt the women's division as a whole, So, it is what it is. I'm definitely happy for KC Squared. I really am. I love them. They're great. And it took them a long time to get there, but it's like the saying goes, better late than never. So we had a backstage segment involving Briggs and Jensen. They had an encounter with Joe Gacy, along with the dyad. So Gacy, he belittled Jensen's dad, and then that set up for a match later on in the night. Carmelo Hayes, he was out next. Then he put out an open challenge. Cut a really good promo saying that it was his birthday. So happy birthday to him. Happy belated birthday to him. And then Trick Williams, he made a joke about Wesley. And Carmelo just says, hey, whoever gets into the ring first, whoever comes out through that curtain next, I'm going to face, they're going to face the A champion. So Giovanni Vinci, he comes out and does his traditional pose. And then, out of nowhere, Nathan Fraser, like the Flash, he comes in the ring. And I'm like, oh, shit. So he's like Flash. So we had Carmelo Hayes versus Nathan Fraser. Really good, solid match here. Although my only problem is Fraser needs a character. He desperately needs a character. So towards the end of the match, Fraser is distracted by Giovanni Vinci. He pushes him off the ropes. That allows Carmelo to hit his diving leg drop for the 3 count. He needs to change that finisher. And then also Trick Williams, he distracted the ref. And then Giovanni Vinci, he took a selfie with Fraser laying on his back. So there's that. I mean, it's all right. I mean, Vinci was good on commentary, but I do think that we got to do better with Fraser. He needs, a character. Not only that, Giovanni Vinci, his gimmick does not fit him at all. That's my only problem with all of this. And I don't know what they're going to do with Carmelo Hayes. I really don't. I mean, and I love Carmelo Hayes, but we got to do something with Carmelo Hayes. I don't know. Maybe we could do Axiom and Hayes. I don't know. It's going to be somebody for Hayes, because I feel like Hayes needs to be in that main event scene. Moving on. Speaking of the main event scene, we had Braun Breaker. He came out. So JD McDonough and Braun Breaker, they're in the ring for their NXT Heatwave contract signing. So JD said that he admires Breaker's determination and looking forward to breaking him down in the ring. And then they violently threatened to threats to one another. And then McDonough, he stabbed himself in the finger. So very occultic shit here. So he signed his contract in blood. So the whole Illuminati conspiracy shit was done here, which is kind of cool. So Breaker, he wasn't happy about it, but he signed the contract regardless. And there was that. So I'm kind of digging the character of JD McDonough. I think this is going to be an interesting character that he's doing. So I guess he's playing like a weird, eccentric doctor type of character, I want to say. Moving on, Mandy Rose versus Saray. So Toxic Attraction, they had a bad night. Forgot to mention that later on in the night, Toxic, Gigi, and JC, they were pissed. They were foaming at the mouth, and it sucks. So this was an okay match. So Mandy wins clean here via her knee strike. And then post-match, Mandy attempted to take out one of Saray's knees. She tried to Pillmanize it. So Stark makes the save. So, and then Rose grabbed her championship, then dipped out. She hit it up the ramp. Axiom, he was backstage, and Duke Hudson, he came out and talked trash to Axiom, and he belittled him. He made fun of him and everything, and got in his face and said, "Oh, that's cute," here and there. And so they started the brawl, and then they went into the arena, and then Axiom got on the mic, and no, Hudson, he got on the mic, and he made fun of Axiom again. Axiom, he answered the challenge. He challenged him to a match. So Axiom defeated Hudson via a roll-up. I hate that. I'm fine with this, I guess. Duke is going to be more so like your jobber guy. He hasn't won a match in, I'd say, like maybe 3 months. So it's been a minute. So he's just there just to kind of be there, I guess. I don't know. He's just becoming a job guy, and it's not good, They need something for Duke Hudson to do. Duke Hudson is too talented. I like him, Wesley, he was backstage. He said that Trick Williams was trying to act like he was a boxing legend, but all he manages to do is be annoying, and then he challenged him to a match next week. It's going to be like a rounds match, so a mix of boxing and wrestling, and some kind of weird shit. Who cares? Next, we had the Creed Brothers versus Tony D'Angelo and Stax for the NXT Tag Team Championships. So, towards the end of the match, Brutus, he got injured, and Tony, he attempted to reach for the crowbar, but our boy, our homie, our familia, Santos Escobar, he showed up. Hell yeah. And he grabbed the crowbar and he smacked Tony D'Angelo in the face with the brass knucks. Tony was stunned, and the tag champs, they came in, did their clothesline for the 1, 2, 3. Then later on, D'Angelo and Escobar, they had a choice of words, and they said, look, this has to end at some point. We're tired of the bullshit. So they're going to have a sit-down next week, which should be interesting. I do think that all things will come to a head by Heat Wave, and I think what's going to happen, we'll probably have either a last man standing match or a steel cage, something like that. Some type of stipulation to end the feud, and I'm still saying this. Whoever wins leaves NXT. So that's what I would do. Obviously, I would have D'Angelo go over and then send Legado to the main roster. It's time. I mean, and I'm a huge fan of Legado, but it's time to bring him up on the main roster. Next, we had Joe Gacy versus Brooks Jensen. Gacy wins via a distraction from Pretty Deadly. They got involved. Once again, Pretty Deadly needs to be caught up on the main roster. Hello. Needs to happen. Post-match, Gacy got on the mic and he cut a good promo talking about Grimes, saying that, he wants Grimes to come in and embrace him. He'll be the father figure that he needs. And so it's interesting to see what they're doing with the character, but it is what it is. So I already talked about the Tony D'Angelo situation, but I'll mention it again here. So D'Angelo was furious. He got a call from someone, and it was from Escobar, and they decided to have one last meeting to settle their differences. Then we had Alba Fire versus Last Legend. Alba Fire wins via the Glory Bomb into the Swanton Bomb for the 1, 2, 3. Then the main event, Solo Sikoa versus Von Wagner. Falls Count Anywhere match. Who gives a shit? So basically, Solo wins via a Uso splash through the announce table for the 3 count, and that was it. I really don't care about this. At a parking lot brawl, Sikoa was thrown into the dumpster. They continued to brawl. Also, Cameron Grimes, he got caught in the crossfire. Who cares? But it was a pretty okay, interesting episode of NXT. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. It's interesting to see what NXT is going to do with Triple H now back in creative control. I don't think he's going to go full indie anymore. I think it's going to be a mix of college athletes, the NIL guys, along with indie talent. And I think that's what he's going to do for NXT and the main roster. This was a pretty okay episode of NXT. I enjoyed it, except for the main event. The main event was fucking stupid. I didn't care about it. But I'm glad that Casey and Casey Squared are tag champions. It's interesting to see where that goes. They need some more women on the division, but we'll get there. We'll come to that when we get to it. But other than that, this was a solid good show. So thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the end.